Are we on?
Yes, Bulkhead, you're on.
We're on? Oh, okay. Greetings, Comic-Con and Transformers fans of all ages. Welcome to Optimus Prime Up Close and Personal. As you all know, Optimus Prime is the leader of the Autobots, a true hero who we all willingly follow into battle. A bot for whom I would gladly sacrifice my spark, and someone I consider it an honor to call my friend. Today, you are among the privileged few to get to know the man behind the Matrix. A legend in his own right with a career that spans decades.
Autobots, transform!
Rescue bots, good luck. Autobots, prepare to roll out.
I am thrilled to introduce you to the one, the only, Peter Cullen. To help guide Peter in telling us about his journey, we are fortunate to have the best in the business, a broadcasting icon, the king of interviewers, Larry King.
Hey. You hear this? Oh! Thank you for that wonderful reception. It's great to be here in San Diego at this incredible convention. We moved from here to Hollywood Boulevard. Anyway, I have interviewed a few folks in my day, but it's rare you see a voiceover actor recognized for his work. And the time has come now to honor a legendary voiceover actor, long overdue for this recognition. He's been doing voiceover work as the Transformers character Optimus Prime since 1984. We thought where better than to pay tribute to Peter Cullen than in this tremendous convention. We're saluting a man whose unmistakable career has taken him through incredible days since his early days, first on the original animated TV series, Transformers Generation 1, and then the 3 box office smash hit Transformer movies, and now his work on the Hub TV Network's Emmy Award-winning animated series from Hasbro Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Cullen. Okay. Shh. Let's start with the obvious. First, before anything else, do the voice.
I am overdressed.
What a career. Spider-Man, the Smurfs, Pac-Man, G.I. Joe, Scooby-Doo. Feature films include the vocals for the main character in King Kong, the Gremlins, the Human Alien in the Predator films, the voice of Carr in the Knight Rider TV series, video game credits, Mario and Donkey Kong. How did that come about?
Well, Larry, it probably was accidental. When I was a kid, I could do animal sounds, you know, all the calves in the barn. I could do horses, I could do the whinnies, I could all kinds of dogs, and I could do cats.
You did dogs by breeds?
Yeah, I could do dogs by breeds. I literally could. I could separate a small dog from a large dog, which would always confuse the people that I was working for at the time, you know.
But how did you come to do it as a profession?
Well, that didn't happen until years later. I had a midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning radio show called Milkman's Matinee. I had a huge audience in Montreal. I think 18 night watchmen, the nurses in the general hospital, you know, just a variety of...
Typical all night.
Yeah, typical. But I was very lonely, I guess, and I would entertain myself by interviewing people that weren't there. I would impersonate them.
You'd invent characters coming into the studio?
I would invent characters that would come in, and I would
Like, give me an example.
John, nice to be here today. I've never had so much fun. What time is it?
Well, it's about 3:30.
Oh, dear me, it's time to get to bed.
So you were, this is a little psychotic. right? You would do these things, and did someone discover this? I mean, how did it start that you would do voiceovers?
Well, then they would give me the job of recording some of the commercial advertisers on the radio station, and I got to do a regular voice for a while, and then they made me write copy, so I would write copy and then do my own narration to it. I lasted about a year, and that was it for me. Somebody came down and said, you should be on the stage.
So you did theater.
I got into theater. Excuse me, Larry. I had graduated from the National Theatre School of Canada. I went to Toronto, did a year of repertory theater, came back to Montreal, was disenchanted with the business, and that's how I got the CKGM radio job. And that led to cafe comedy stuff, and that led to television and radio.
What was your first big break? What was the first voiceover you did that got you noticed?
It would have to have been when I was in Hollywood now, and I had done a movie, or a 2-hour special, to replace Laugh-In, and I got a sad awakening when we saw the 2-hour special, and my manager just went, "It's going to go nowhere, Peter." And 2 weeks later, I was asked to do the little man in the ball on the Sonny and Cher show, and at the same time wait for 16 counts and then say, well, it went like this.
It's a Sonny and Cher show.
And then I go,
Wait a minute. This was your big break.
this is my break.
So somebody heard this and said, that guy's got it, man.
Then the kettle drums went off, and all I had to say was, "Ladies and gentlemen, Sonny and Cher." And then they said, "Who is this guy?"
All right, what this audience would be most interested in, obviously, let's talk about Optimus.
There you go.
Now, we were talking earlier, we were doing an interview as to how you got that voice. There's a lot of ways you could have done that character. You could have done him broad, loud, but your brother had a softer voice, and he recommended you go soft, right?
Well, partly right. Larry my brother Larry was a Marine, and he had served in Vietnam, wounded, and he became, he won the Bronze Star, or received the Bronze Star, pardon me. And then became a captain after that. And we were living together in Burbank, California. And I was on my way to an audition, and he says, "Peter, where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to audition, Larry." "For what?" He said, "For a truck." And he laughed pretty much the same way you guys are, you know. He said, "A truck?" And he said, yeah, a truck. I mean, so, but he's a hero, Larry. He's a hero. He said, "A hero truck, Peter." Well, Peter, be a real hero. Don't be one of those run-of-the-mill heroes. You know, they're always screaming and yelling. And said, be gentle, be calm, be soft. Lead, you know, be strong enough to be gentle. I said, "Okay." He said, "And good luck." I took that with me. And Larry, I got to the audition, I read the sides, and Larry just jumped off the page. And I just said,
You did his voice.
Did him. And just the way he would be calm, you know, I'd say.
So tell me how you discovered that into this apparatus, right? Do that voice again as to how you got it.
I would think down inside and I just thought of Larry he's always truthful, honest, and strong. And he never raised his voice, you know. He could get it done with a look in his eye. And just by saying, you know, if I had, you know, taken his baseball glove or something, he could just look at me and say, "Peter, put it back." Okay, Lar.
Wow. What does Optimus Prime mean to you? Why does the public love him?
Well, it was a surprise to me to find out years later, but I think it's what he stands for. He was brilliantly created, and he's well written, and I just added Larry's composure. And I think it's all about character. I think it's strength of character. I think it resonates with courage, dignity, honor, responsibility, courteousness, and strength. You know.
What about when they had him killed?
That was sad.
Well, what was it like when you got the script and you saw?
Oh, I think we were about 17 minutes into the script, and I was with Frank Welker, the great Frank Welker. And I said, Frank, he said, what page are you on? He says, I just ruffled through and just doing my lines. I said, I'm getting whacked on page 17. He says, you're kidding. He says, no. He said, well, there go the car payments. I've been saying that for 10 years now. You'd think I'd have that car paid off by now.
So then they bring it back much later, right?
They bring me back in 2007 for the first movie, and then the second and the third.
Did they
movie.
have an explanation how he was dead and now not dead?
Well, you can do a lot of things with metal.
That's right. Hasbro probably rebuilt them.
Oh, Hasbro, God bless them. You know, God bless Hasbro, and especially now the Hub, Discovery Hub, their network. And we have Transformers Prime now, which is a whole new generation of children, and I'm really grateful for them. Yeah.
You mentioned Frank Welker. He plays Megatron.
Correct.
What is your relationship like off the screen?
Frank is one of the most wonderfully talented people, as well as being a wonderful human being. And I'm always amazed by Frank's ability to entertain me, and when we're not entertained, we talk about our own interests. And Frank flies airplanes, which I had an interest years ago, but I wouldn't trust myself in one now.
I can barely see. I think you need eyesight.
Has the character grown, Optimus? Has he?
I think he has. I think he's more mature now, and
you like him, Peter?
I do.
Oh, Peter, you kind of love him, don't you?
I love him. Because
Peter, is it serious?
Yeah, he's. And I especially like his arms. They're very
Peter,
shiny.
You're making news here today, Peter.
No, I do love him for because every time I do him, I'm thinking of Larry. I'm thinking of my brother.
Yeah.
And
Something wild now. You're one of the best known unknown people in the world, right? You walk down the street, no one knows you.
That's right.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
No, you like anonymity.
I do. I made a choice years ago when I finished on-camera work, working with a lot of great talented people, Richard Pryor, Jonathan Winters, and they were great opportunities, and I could have explored further into that, but I decided I wanted to raise a family without all the Hollywood hullabaloo, and so moved out to the country, and young Clay and Claire would go up the little road to a yellow school bus, and I was in Norman Rockwell heaven,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's the secret of successful voiceovers? The fact that you can do many things, or is it approach? Do you see the character on the screen when you're doing it, or are you doing it in a cold room?
Well, that's a great question, because all those ingredients are necessary. You have to be able to inspire somebody else. You have to be able to take the animated drawing and come up with a voice that you think would be appropriate for it. And if it's a comedic situation, you certainly have to dig in to find within that voice and the words they give you to make people laugh. And oftentimes that's done by just the character figure itself. But when you look at Transformers Prime, and these are dramatic characters that have taken on almost a human element, and we explore the acting technique more than the voice manipulation.
Do you move your arms and stuff when you're talking?
We don't have to do that, because the animators, and between Hasbro Studios, the Hub Network, the animation, and the people behind those scenes, they win Emmys.
Yeah.
I mean, these are extremely talented people, and they are capable of doing the animation just by the intonation of voice or the determination in the voice. They do it, and they make it more real than I think an actor could do it, if he had to impersonate those physical moves.
Many people consider Optimus Prime a father figure. What do you make of what the public thinks of him?
Well, there's truth to that in many ways. I think Prime's character is trustworthy, and he's reliable. And through my experiences in rooms like this, I've talked with young men that didn't have a father, and latchkey kids that were raised by Optimus Prime, and they were very grateful that I was there in their childhood, and that was a big surprise to me, and I developed a huge responsibility to maintain that.
Does he have a fault?
I'm sorry?
Does he have any faults?
He can have faults, and I'm sure I've made them for him.
No, I mean, no one's probably. Is there any weakness in the character you see? Is he too sensitive?
I don't think so. I don't write the script, number one. And if there ever was an opportunity that suggested that perhaps Optimus Prime was leading or going in another direction, I would be very, very insistent to say no. And I've never had that problem.
Would you like him to have a relationship?
Let's see. That would be very interesting.
Folks, we have a microphone in the middle. We could line up there, and we'll start with the lady.
How do you feel about other voice actors that have voiced Optimus Prime?
Well, when I finished with Optimus Prime in 1986, I didn't pay too much attention after that.
That's understandable.
Not that I disliked anybody else that replaced me. It was just that I had to move on and do other things, and I was very busy. And my kids were grown enough to the point where they were no longer watching, cartoons. They were becoming very, very active in sports. And
I just wanted to say you've had such a big effect on my life, and thank you. And my question is, we all have our favorite Optimus Prime quote, but I would like to know what yours is and why.
I think the one that stands out more than any other is the line, "Hold on to your dreams. The future is built on dreams."
Oh, wow. Next.
Thank you.
You've played Optimus Prime for a very long time. I was just wondering if things have been different. Would there be any other Transformer that you would have liked to play the voice for?
Oh, I would have played any other character because I had so much fun with the people I work with. And especially now in Transformers Prime, the cast that I work with, Frank Welker and Steve Bloom, and you heard Kevin on Grimm, Suma Lee, and there's just so many of these. They're great actors. And, Hasbro and Hub, they put together perhaps some of the greatest talent that I've ever worked with. I love them.
It is acting, is it not?
Oh, yeah, this is acting.
Could you switch roles with Frank?
No.
You couldn't do that voice?
I couldn't do it as well as he could, nor could I do anything that Steve Bloom can do. Steve Bloom, I mean, you can be in a room with Steve Bloom and you would think you were on a Shakespearean stage. I mean, he's brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Who are you dressed as?
I'm Princess Peach from Mario, only I'm Tanuki. I'm the raccoon version.
Did you get that?
I got it. This is a weird place. Go ahead.
Well, with all due respect, you're here too.
All right. I don't take it personally. Ask your question, lady. What's your question?
Okay. So with each different series, the characters seem to be a little different. Is Optimus always the same Optimus to you, or does he differ like from G1 Optimus to now Transformers Prime Optimus, or is he always the same to you?
He's the same. He will always be the same as long as I am Optimus Prime. I will never do anything else.
Thank you. Next, gentlemen.
My question is, when you got the script for the beginning of season 2 of Prime, and you read that Prime was becoming a Decepticon, how did you feel about that?
Well, thank goodness for producers and directors that they would say, this is where we are right now, but this is where it's going. So I was privy to a lot of information beforehand, but I can understand the reason you're asking that question, because I'm sure they wouldn't have put me through that again. Oh, mercy me.
Are you okay, Peter?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, thank you. You've emotionally destroyed it. Next.
With the Optimus character, you voiced him in a series of instances now with both animation, movies, and video games. I was curious, of the three of those, which one did you enjoy the most, both in terms of the Optimus character and the overall process of voice acting for that type of medium?
Good question.
First of all, let me preface this by saying, with Hasbro Studios, I mean, the Hub Discovery Network with Transformers Prime, let's isolate that. I think that's probably one of the greatest experiences you could ever have, and I enjoy it. I enjoy that. It's a lot different from the way I worked in Generation 1 back in the 80s. We were a collection of huge amount of guys, and the conditions weren't always, normal. And working on the game, I work alone, and I do hundreds and hundreds of lines without really having a continuity in my head. The person that's playing the game, for example, is very much involved in the game, and situations will change according to the moves that he makes. So when you look at all those performances, the one that I really appreciate the most is Transformers Prime, the one that we're doing on Hub Network right now. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
How did you make the Transformers transform the cars to robots?
Hey now. Well, young fella, when these animators get together with all those pencils and paper, they sit down and they draw one movement at a time. Now that doesn't make much sense to you, but I'm thinking that you think it's real, and of course, it is.
Thank you. The gentleman.
You worked years and years with Transformers and done with Eeyore and things like that. Is there ever been a other animated series or movie or whatever that you would want to be a part of, whether it be like an animated Star Wars or anything else that you've seen that you like, I want to be a part of that?
Yeah, I sure have. I mean, when I go to see some of the musicals, for example, and or some great animation with, you know, huge effects and things, I sit there and say, gosh, you know, I auditioned for that.
Was Mel Blanc your hero?
Mel Blanc, without a doubt, was a real hero in my life. I could remember when I was 6 years old in a small little fishing village in Massachusetts, and there was a little theater called the Playhouse Theater. And on Saturdays, we would be allowed to go with our older cousins to see the matinees in the afternoon. And there was always a Mel Blanc cartoon. And I can remember the very first time I saw a Mel Blanc cartoon. I couldn't read, but I was determined to sit down after everybody left, and I was watching those credits, and I said, there's something here I've got to understand. And it was MELBLANC. And the next time I saw that name, I could really read it, but I recognized it.
Mel Blanc did hundreds of voices. He appeared on many radio shows. He did Woody Woodpecker, Bugs Bunny, he was Elmer Fudd. He was great. Next.
Hi.
His name is Vincent. Sometimes he acts like a Decepticon. Do you have any advice for him?
Optimus Prime is talking to Vincent. Vincent, are you listening?
Yeah.
When your daddy asks you to do something, I want you to do it. I want you to be the best boy you can. I love you, Vincent.
I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a real treat. We hope you enjoy the rest of the convention. Let's hear it for Peter Cullen. Thank you very much.